We move smart because we're smart movers. Welcome everybody to the Strizzy Report. We are back. Man, we have about 15 states left. It's not too bad. Not too bad. I started this maybe about, I want to say 2 weeks now. So we've covered a lot of data. We covered a lot of states. We're here to help these smart movers know and understand what's happening in these states. And of course, in little pockets of the states, it could get a little different, right? What's the best places to live, cities, towns, suburbs, city, I want to give you all of that information. Head over to strizzyreport.com. If you're with this type of information, if you think about relocating, maybe you're a retiree, a remote worker, or you just want to change, maybe where you want to know where to invest your money. So there's a lot of information that's coming in. Quick, concise, clear information, digestible over at strizzyreport.com. So check that out. We are in the Beehive State. What does Utah have going for itself? Well, it's the fastest growing economy in the U.S., stunning natural beauty, youngest population in America. The median age there is 31.4, tech and business hotspot, and family-friendly culture with strong communities. So we're going to go right into it with the population trends. 2024 as of is the number 21 fastest growing state. It's 3.5 million right now in Utah moving in. This is crazy. There's a bag of people moving in. 110,000 a year. Moving out, 65,000 a year. So they're at a net migration positive of 45,000 a year. Who's moving in? Tech workers from Cali. All right. The Silicon Slopes expansion. California refugees has escaping the high cost of living. Outdoor enthusiasts, because they got the skiing, the hiking. Utah is great for the outdoor life. And young families drawn by the safety and schools that they got. Who's moving out? Retirees are always moving up out of places because they want the warmer climates. Utah does get a little deserty, but still they want the warmer climates because Utah could get hit in the winter. Non-Mormons, 23%. The cultural mismatch, they can't get with it. There's a lot of business entities, entrepreneurs, huge companies that are all Mormon based. When I was driving through Utah and I did that, so I was trying to figure out, because I love looking at culture and what makes things tick, right? Why people do what they do, socio behaviors, socioeconomics, and I observe a lot. And so me driving through LA, New Mexico, Texas, Georgia, South Carolina, you start to see the real makeup of a place. And then I look, okay, the type of living lifestyle they have. What are they driving? What kind of businesses are here? What do I see a lot of people doing? So I always observe these things. In Utah, and, I stood in Cedar City for a little bit. I was heading up towards Salt Lake City. The only difference, because I drove at night through Salt Lake City, it was raining, it was disgusting, so I didn't even really get to see the city out the right side of the car, but I still was able to observe one thing and actually compare it to another. So the only thing that I really sparked my interest, and I ended up calling a friend the next morning and saying, hey, can you guess the only state and the only city where I saw modest vehicles? I mean, old vehicles driving on the highway. The 2001s, the 2004. I even saw a Ford Focus and a Neon. Okay, a Neon that you don't see anymore. A Scion. So the modesty that I saw just from observing a highway in Utah was that it was frugality. It was people being prudent. Taking care of their money. And I guess I can't just make that assumption. I know that. However, the stark difference is when I was driving through LA, everyone had the big body Benz, the big body Range Rover, the big body Tesla. I didn't see any of that. And it's crazy, but I didn't see any of that in Salt Lake City. It kind of stuck with me that on this highway, I'm driving around older vehicles and everyone's just going about their day, but it seems a little more frugal in Salt Lake City. And could it be that the biggest population of Mormons are there? So which prompted me then to see how Mormons run businesses, how Mormons create things, how Mormons, like, I was interested in that side of the thing. So, observe things around you. Maybe not to that extent. I'm a real observer. However, I just wanted to say, if you can't get with it, you got to get without it. So non-Mormons, 23% of them, feel like it's a cultural mismatch. Or some are priced out and the housing costs rise and they got to go too. It always happens, especially with Californians and New Yorkians, okay, Yankees. When they move in by the bundle to another state like Jersey or Massachusetts or wherever they go that's in close proximity, Californians, Utah, they drive up the price, they drive up real estate, okay? They were living on, if they got priced out of California, that's a lot to be priced out of California, right? And they could deal with a state like Utah, even at a higher level, and still not be priced out. So they're going to drive up the locals and they're up out of there. Utah has the highest birth rate in the U.S., 2.1 kids per woman. And you know why? The Mormons, baby. St. George is America's fast-growing metro again. So this is the second time St. George is coming up as the fastest-growing metro. If we look at the map, I'm not sure if St. George is on it. Oh, yeah, it's right there. Maybe that's where I was. I know I stood right at the border of Nevada and Utah, so I might have been in St. George. Maybe it wasn't Cedar City. Okay, let's go. 60% of Salt Lake City newcomers are from California, Texas, or Washington. Washington is a state I haven't done yet. Maybe by the time you listen to this, it'll be up. However, they're coming in droves from Washington. Job market and economy. Unemployment is second lowest in the nation, 2.3%. Average salary is $68,000. That's up 18% since 2020. And this is the average salary in the job market. However, what's needed to survive? Okay. Top industries is technology, outdoor recreation. For technology, you have Adobe, Ancestry.com is there, Qualtrics, outdoor recreation, Skull Candy, and Black Diamond, healthcare, and finance, Goldman Sachs, Fidelity expansions into Utah. Economic wins, they have $5 billion in tech investments, new NHL team, okay, booming film industry, Utah wood, production's up 300% in that. Let's talk about housing. Salt Lake City, their median home price is outrageous. It's at $575,000. The average rent is $1,650. Park City, though. Park City is blazing, okay? $1.2 million is the median home price. That's actually down 3% year over year. That's coming down, and it rightfully should. Average rent in that area is $2,400 for a one-bedroom. I got to throw some Park City pictures on this bad boy right here. See what they got going. St. George, $450,000. That's up 12%. The average rent there is still low, $1,350, but $450,000 median home price in St. George. Provo, $420,000. That's up 7%. The average rent there for a one bedroom is $1,200. So as you can see, there's no games being played here in Utah when it comes to the housing market. There's just none. But the prices are cooling in the luxury markets like Park City, like we've seen negative 3% year over year. Southern Utah is exploding, as you see. St. George, right there at that border, that crisp, up 12%, and the rent is up 9% year over year. It's still cheaper than coastal cities. However, if you want the action, but you might not have the house money, if you want the job and the strong community and the safeness and the outdoor living, renting in this area may be an option. Best value areas is Ogden. It's up and coming with tech. Spanish Fork. These are the value areas now. They're family friendly in Spanish Fork. Then we got Cedar City, which I know I drove through because I remember the signs. And that's an outdoor paradise. And you know what? I think I have a video of it. Maybe I could clip that in right there. Let's talk about the taxes. All right. We have income tax, 4.85% flat rate. Sales tax, 6.1%. Food is taxed another 3% though. Property tax, 0.58% average. Low for the West. And that absolutely is very low for the West. So the 450, the 1.2 million, it still works out better than, let's say, New York. Or where was it? Where did I see that 2.0 for New Hampshire, right? But there's a thing where you have to take it to compromise with states. It's not, you're never going to find that 9 graded state, 10 out of 10, 9 out of 9. You know, you have to give something. The state needs to survive. Money needs to come from somewhere for the machine to continue running, right? But are you going to give it in income? Or are you going to give it in sales? Or are you going to give it in property? Those are the questions that's important, okay? And depending on where these things lie, like New Hampshire, you're getting 0 income, 0 sales, but it's one of the highest property taxes. So you're going to eat it there, or you're going to go rent there. Because if you rent there, you're probably the best state ever is renting in New Hampshire. Okay. All right. So hidden costs, though, they have, so you're going to need a 4-wheel drive for mountain living, private school tuition for non-Mormon families. Ooh, private school tuition. So the financial perks here: no tax on Social Security, low business taxes, and cheap outdoor recreation. Quality of life: healthiest state, America's health rankings, 45 minutes from world-class skiing, low crime, safest state in Mountain West, strong job growth. The cons, though: air pollution, winter inversions. Air pollution's huge, and that's another hidden cost, because now you need air purifiers, $500 plus a year. Okay, then you got alcohol laws, weird bar regulations. Don't know what they are, don't want to look them up right now. Water shortages, drought concerns. So 62% Mormon population shapes all local politics. And again, if you want to live in this state, it's best you do your research on what the Mormons believe, how they do business, and how they run a community, and what what kind of cultural aspects are there for them, because they shape the state. It's 62% of them. Fry sauce with every meal. Jell-O is the unofficial state food. So here are the best places to live if you're living in Utah. Salt Lake City, urban center with mountain access, and it was beautiful, but again, it was raining, it was night, but I ended up seeing it's like in a valley. It's pretty nice. Park City, Provo, St. George, and Ogden. Those are the 5. The areas facing challenges. So West Valley cities coming up with some crime, probably low crime, but crime. Price, economic struggles because it's so rural, and I think that's it for areas facing challenges. So overall, the final verdict: who thrives in Utah? It's perfect for tech professionals, outdoor fanatics, young families, conservative leaning residents, California expats. Not ideal for nightlife seekers, non-religious liberals, okay? Those needing ocean access, retirement, and those on retirement budgets outside of St. George. You're not gonna get that. So could you handle Utah's unique culture for the outdoor access? Is it too conservative for you? Do you need the mountains over nightlife? Then yeah, it's for you. If it's too conservative, then it's probably not the place you want to be, okay? But overall, I think it's a great state. I think it's a pretty state. I think it does have some opportunities here for jobs and livability and family and, that type of lifestyle. So if you haven't already, please go to StrizzyReport.com. Sign up for my email. I send it weekly. It's a newsletter where we deep dive. I get into a little more different topics than what I do on YouTube and help you move smarter. Okay? Thank you. Enjoy your day and love one another. Peace.